This is Dabu 7. We have a situation here where America is being torn apart by design. Manly P. Hall wrote several books on this, and it is well known. It is part of an occult ritual to bring this country down, very similar to two towers that I know that they brought down. It's all by the same minions, the same hand that pushes all of this on Jesuit control. The country being brought down by design. And if you're not with it, if you're not hip, if you don't know, this is a plan. It is published in books. This is not a secret. You are witnessing something that was put out in the open, has been known for a long time, and they're now implementing it. Many of the sheep just can't see it because they're blinded by the light or stick their head back in the sand. Oh, so frivolous with fear. Well, salutes to all the riders out there that get up and do something. The ones that follow the voice of the Most High, not man. And they make a move. It's what I did. I took off to the mountains where I don't have a friend or a family member to help me if my car breaks down or nothing. But I followed God, not man. Okay? And I'll take care of me and my family here by myself if that's the way that it's meant to be. And all the rest will go down with this beast. But I know that that's not the case. I know many others are making moves. I know many others are moving to what they want to call red states. And I don't like to make this all political. Of course they do, and it is strung out along political bounds these days, everything that they do, blue or red. But I see it as good and evil. You're either staying in an area where your freedoms are respected, you can live free, or you're living in an area that's tyrannical where they're trying to strip everything from you. It's one or the other, okay? Pick your poison. What do you want? If you're someone that lives in a blue state, I don't want to hear you bitch if you're going to stay there and you're going to put up with the stuff. Get out, go somewhere else, or make a stand.
Hey, shalom, shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders, the apostles of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Those in the gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. It's the Akia Mahalaya. Coming back with another lesson. This guy Dabu been watching the Israelites talking about the Most High, which I believe Dabu might be a Jake because he's so animated, you know. But it says great realignment. Countless more Americans were moved from blue states to red states in 2022, and that's people's way of trying to live up this little convenience that they have left because they know that this beast system is closing in on their freedom. So right here is a diagram of the election, Biden, Trump. Of course, you know, Trump won more states, but Biden got the electoral vote. All right. But people were migrating to Florida, Chicago to Florida, to Georgia's a Republican state, but it's like North Carolina, South Carolina, Indiana, Wyoming, Colorado, places like that. People were going from Cali, you know, to from Cali to from Detroit, Chicago, New York, and then moving to red states because they believe that these states are going to stand up for their civil freedoms. But what these people of Babylon don't understand is the fact that all these so-called senators and congressmen in blue states and red states, vassal states, all these particular conglomerates are all part of the same bird. And we can read about that in 2nd Esdras, the 11th chapter, okay, about the 12 feathers. All these people are in cahoots with one another. So this was just meant to stage a civil war, okay? They're acting like they're divided, which it is division. It's division on a level of you peon Edomites, man, all right? From the people that believe in it and the people that don't. You're really the ones that's divided. The elites, they're sitting back watching everybody, okay? Because if you think that a Democrat and a Republican totally have disdain for one another, they really don't. They're working for the same team. They're on the same team. They're working for one another. It's just giving you people the illusion of being able to choose. So you want to move to Florida to live out 5 minutes more of rulership in Babylon, but this shit is all going to come down. Florida's going to get brought down, Missouri, Illinois, Cali. And guess what? The governors of these Republican states in these Democratic cities and the mayors of these particular cities are mandating certain shit. Like Kansas City, Missouri, right? We're in a Republic state, but the city of Kansas City is mainly fucking Democrats, man. A bunch of goddamn liberals. All right? That's mainly here. This is why you have the agendas of the same, you know what, marriage and all that other wickedness. That's why you have that. You see what I'm saying? But overall, you people are divided as far as on a civilian level. The government, they know what the hell is going on. They the one that's running the show via orders, elite bankers' orders via Yahweh Shai's left hand. So you people are finished regardless, okay? This is, so I'm gonna play the rest of the video. I'm gonna grab a couple of precepts and we're gonna take it from there.
Okay, and it can happen. As I said before, look at my state, for example, with a Democratic governor. We have a Republican AG, Supreme Court, senators that overrode him. Hello, California. Hello, New York, Illinois. Did you hear what I said? The people overrode the governor, and that's why you're looking at it as red on the map.
And you notice like the biggest states are going to be democratized, especially in the time of draconianism, because the so-called Democrats are pushing this shit. Okay, so when you got New York, a fairly democratic state, pushing its juice, then of course Cali and Chicago gonna follow, and it was set up that way. Those states were systematically chose to be democratic states because they have the biggest population, the biggest influence over the country. You see? So it makes sense that they're playing games with you people, man. All right? So let's go from here to the book of Isaiah, 19th chapter. And I'm going to start at verses 2. It says, "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom." You Edomites are literally going to be at other Edomites, okay? Jake is going to be at other Jakes, and Jake is going to be at you Edomites. You heathens, you're going to end up going back to your own respective lands. Those of you that don't get caught up in the BS that's coming to this place, okay? Which is necessary BS. Jacob's trouble is very necessary, and that's when the men of the Lord are going to shine, okay? Guaranteed. All right? But nonetheless, man, you Edomites, you're getting ready to just go at each other's throats because Democrats don't like Republicans. Motherfuckers that voted for Biden, motherfuckers that voted for Trump. It's like two rival baseball teams. Like I remember when I used to live in Chicago, you literally used to have fucking riots for the Chicago White Sox and the Chicago Cubs because the Chicago White Sox is in the Bronzeville Park area on the south side. Then you got up north of Sheridan where the Cubs Stadium is at. And these fans are from the same city, but they literally beating the hell out of each other. Never fails. All right. And it says, "And the spirit of Egypt shall fell in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the council thereof." The council being your leaders, okay, the presidents, your soothsayers, your psychics, via the elites on the left hand side. That's your council. All right, your church leaders and all that other wickedness. And it says, "And I will destroy the council thereof." And it says, "And they shall seek to the idols," which is going into the witchcraft of the counselors. It says, "And to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards." All right. "And the Egyptians would I give over into the hand of a cruel lord, and the fierce king should rule over them, says the Lord of hosts." And you got this guy Antiochus, that we believe he's Antiochus. He's leading the damn ship, man, right into the iceberg, man. All right. Federal courts are shooting shit down for federal workers all across the country because you got people, federal workers that's being affected by this that don't want to deal with it. So the Supreme Court is they shut it down, but this man is still going forth with it, which is they're creating a division. All right. And it says, "And the water should fail from the sea, and the river should be wasted and drive it up." Right. This truth and understanding is going to be done away. And also your macros, your fucking stores, your water supply, all that stuff is going to fail. All right. So while you think you're going to run to Florida and live life on the beach, it's coming there too. Whether they allow this, you know what, but the Siragma is going to be nationwide. That's going to be worldwide, you know. Going down to, matter of fact, this is all good. It says, "And they should turn the rivers far away, and the brooks of the fen should be emptied and dried up, and the reeds and flags shall wither," right? Because, man, your food supply, all these things are going to be shut down. All right, so you run into these Republican states. Like I said, these Republican leaders ain't going to fight for your civil rights because they all work together. And it says, "And the paper reeds by the brooks and by the mouth of the brooks, and everything sown by the brooks shall wither, be driven away, and no more." Meaning the mirth of this place, the commerce of this place is going to completely fail. And it says, "And the fishers also shall mourn, and all they cast in anger into the brooks shall lament, and they that spread nets upon the waters languish." So, hey, these businesses, You know, you hunters out there, man, all that shit is getting ready to be ceased to exist because Esau is putting his stronghold, his grip over all the resources, man. And this is why they're getting ready to go to war. All right. And it says here, and moreover, they that work in fine flax and they that weave networks shall be confounded, you know, going into like, you know, your clothing stores and all that shit. All right. It says, and they should be broken in the purpose thereof, all that makes sluices and ponds for fish. And surely the princes of Zoan are fools, and the counsel of the wise counselors of Pharaoh have become brutish, right? Because if you look at the Senate, this chick Saki, she's literally a demon, man. She literally cut these people ask her questions. She get irate with them. She turns them off. Like I said, Biden, this dude is literally defying the Supreme Court's orders. He's like, I don't give a shit. That's why it says the wise counselors of Pharaoh will become brutish. How say ye unto Pharaoh, I am the son of a wise, of the son of the ancient king? Okay. We're going down to 14. It says, the Lord hath made it a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to earn every work thereof, as a drunken man staggering in his vomit. You see what I'm saying? And when you go to these different states in mass numbers, you're going to overload their economies, you know, because they got to build more houses, spread out more land, etc. And all of a sudden it becomes too condensed. And what happens? It implodes from within. So they're not going to allow that, man. You know, like I said. And then these Democratic cities, they're just going to collapse completely. Like Chicago's on the verge of collapse if it hadn't already. All right. So it says here, neither shall men or neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail or branch or rush might do. All right. So like I said, this place is getting ready to be shut down. So you move it to these other states, like I said, is just, all right, you know. But it says anyway, verses 2nd Ezra 15 and 14, it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people should stand up to fight against another with swords in their hands. Okay, like I said, the coming division. That's what this is really going into. All right, because like all these people moving from different states, that shows a form of division. They don't want to deal with it no more. You know. Anyway, finish playing a little bit of the video.
Matter of fact, we were the very first state to lock in for Trump during the last election as well. We had our own rigged election here, and everybody knows it. And that's why the Supreme Court, the AG, and everyone else overrode the governor. Do you understand that? You could do the same in your state if people got up off that ass. Yeah, you sure could. The powers and the people in the politics that you address, sitting there get...
Oh, these people are too docile, and even then, they're just going to have the military to mow them down. You know, now you may have more numbers, but regardless, man, these people are not going to do that. They're too docile, dog. You know, but eventually that will happen. Eventually, there will be civil war in this country. I mean, that will come. I'm not going to say that, you know, because it will come. And we're already on the verge of it. But for right now, these people, they're too worried about 2022, which that's going to be a far more exciting year. This year was off the chain. 2020 was off the chain. This next year is going to be even better. All right. So this is the book of Matthew 12 and 24. It says, but when the Pharisees, matter of fact, I'm going to start at 25. It says, and Yahushua knew their thoughts and said, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city and house divided against itself should not stand. And if Satan casts out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? Okay. So that's pretty much it on that, man. This place is finished. Esau can hang it up. All right. Your NWO is getting ready to fail miserably. And with that, all praises and glory and honor is due to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. With that, shalom, wa ba ba ba.
It's nothing done. They just keep pushing you over, taking your freedoms, taking your lunch money, kicking you, spitting on you. Is that how you want to live? Not me. Where I come from, we're riders. We buck back. You understand? That's how it's got to be. And I'm not saying going with violence. You have to be smart. There's a day and a time for everything. But right now, go in peace. Use your numbers. The power is in the people and the politics that we address. Period. Come out and flex. Okay? When you start to do this, you're going to see where people stand. When people are staying locked down and in their homes, you don't get to see these marvelous, huge numbers of people that come out. But in these other states, where they're free to do so, we're seeing it. Large swaths of people coming out en masse, and it's just not going to stop. The trend is people are fleeing from these so-called blue states into red states, and it's happening in mass. This is also going to affect the delegates. Do you understand this? When it comes election time, this is going to give sway to, like, say Kentucky again. It's only got 8 there. It could jump up to 10 if enough people flooded in here. And what does it do? It takes away from the blue states all the votes that they got come election time. Like California, that's already losing numbers. We want to keep that trend going. Anyhow, peace is the answer. Love is the answer. Through and through in the end. Demons don't care for that, though. Okay? So, we've got a few other tactics up our sleeves we're going to implement. If you want to hear about that, join me on the live streams where I can talk freely.